Before this video starts, this contains spoilers for the Book of Boba Fett, so if you haven't seen the full season yourself or one of the episodes, please exit this video because it contains spoilers for Season 1. However, if you've already seen the episodes, and if you've already seen Season 1 completely, enjoy the video. Yeah. You could probably tell that I was completely down for this series, and it definitely suited me. Now, yes, the Book of Boba Fett did have a little bit of a rough start, but that rough start did give us a lot of patience and hope for the rest of the season, and thankfully, it gave us all what we wanted, along with a few surprises as well. One of my favorite parts about the very first episode is where Boba Fett actually pops up from the sand and finally escapes that Sarlacc pit. Those are one of my favorite moments from the very first episode. Now, before I talk about the other characters, which can easily take up this entire video, let's talk about Boba Fett himself. I will admit, the man himself is a badass legend and always will be. And to be honest, I absolutely love the black and green design for Boba Fett. That is actually a very perfect look for him. Now, true, he did look pretty cool in the old school version, but this, with his clean armor, it actually suits him big time. What I loved about the Book of Boba Fett is Boba Fett's origin. Like, rather than going for Star Wars Legends, which should have been a better alternative, but I'm alright with that, they explained how Boba Fett was captured by the Sand People, trained by the Sand People, and sadly the Sand People themselves got killed. To be honest, I wanted Dinger to join the Book of Boba Fett, but maybe we might see him in Season 2. Hopefully, we'll see him in Season 2. But yeah, Boba Fett himself did actually have a soft spot, which I respect that. Like, I've always wanted to see Boba Fett have a little bit of good in him, which he already did in the entire series. So I give the character a big, awesome thumbs up. Alright, now for the other characters. Along with the Season 1, we did see how that sniper gal survived the shot after being shot by that rebel imposter that was teaming up with the Mandalorian. And we saw the footage of her getting some cords in her stomach and how Boba Fett saved her, how she helped Boba Fett get the Slave 1 ship back, which we're still calling that ship Slave 1, and other stuff, and yeah. And I'm going to be honest, she looked pretty nice and beautiful in Clone Wars, and in live action form as well. Now, speaking of Clone Wars, let's get to the two other characters, which I'm sure I'm going to talk about next. So, what I've heard about Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano's appearance in the Book of Boba Fett is, it appears that they actually used a computer to voice Luke Skywalker, and Disney did actually hire the deepfake face fixer to make Luke Skywalker look exactly like his realistic counterpart, which actually looks very awesome, man. It's not that bad. I mean, honestly, this look of Luke Skywalker definitely looks pretty cool. And yes, it was very, very, very awesome seeing Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker together in the Book of Boba Fett. That was actually pretty awesome. And of course, we know we're going to go to next. Ahsoka Tano only appeared in that episode and that's about it. But she still looks very amazing after her live-action first appearance in The Mandalorian, and she still had those white lightsabers in one of the earlier episodes, which was actually very, very magnificent. I will admit, I am very excited to see what the Ahsoka TV series is going to look like. Hopefully we get some Clone Wars flashbacks. Of course, during the episode, we see Luke Skywalker put his hands on Grogu's head, and we did see some Clone Wars flashbacks finally, and I will admit, Disney did a nice job CGIing the Clone Wars to make it look accurate like back then, and yeah. And of course, during the scene where Grogu makes a choice to put on the Mandalorian armor or give Grogu a green lightsaber, and yeah, but he can only choose one, unfortunately, so deep down in my soul, I knew he was going to go back to the Mandalorian, and yeah. during the episode, we did see Luke Skywalker build a rocked bricked house. It could connect to the sequels, but I still think there's rumor that Lucasfilm is like trying their hardest to like. I think they're still like trying to make us forget the sequels existed or perceive it like. I don't even know what's going to happen in the future, but that's okay. Alright, now this was actually phenomenal, and believe me, this scene kicked ass. Big time. They made a Clone Wars to life Cad Bane. Cad Bane was the GOAT villain of this series. And yes, it was by the same voice actor that voiced Clone Wars Cad Bane. And let me tell you, that voice and CGI was very spot on. And yeah, having a live action version of Cad Bane was very epic. Boba Fett was a cold-blooded killer that worked for the Empire. That part always gave me chills. And yes, of course, now we're going on to the modern. We especially finally see the Mandalorian. When we saw the Mandalorian in one of the episodes, it only focused a lot on the Mandalorian himself, not Boba Fett at all. Like, Boba Fett barely talked in that episode of The Return of the Mandalorian. And of course, the Mandalorian himself kept the Darksaber, which was pretty cool. But sadly, during that episode where the Mandalorian leader said, "Have you ever removed your helmet?" It already hurts to tell the truth, so Mando said yes, and he's no longer a Mandalorian, sadly. Which was kind of unfair, and it made me feel bad for Din himself. In my head canon, always, he will still and always be a Mandalorian. And yeah, the Jabba twins were actually very, very interesting in one of the episodes. Like, rather than bringing Jabba back from the dead like Emperor Palpatine, since he was like already like dead, they decided to make twins of Jabba. Jabba's cousins, the twins. And by the looks of it, they did an excellent job CGI-ing the twins, and yeah, considering they both look awesome, I will admit, they did a marvelous, excellent job on it. Like, very phenomenal. And of course, the final episode was a massive success. Oh wait, there's one more character I need to talk about. The Wookiee right here, who is named... give me a sec. So when we first saw this Wookiee, we knew that Wookiee actually looked very, very familiar. And it was actually ripped straight out of a Star Wars comic. And his name was Black Christian. I can't pronounce that name, unfortunately, but yeah. We saw him in the episode, and by the looks of it, it was very awesome seeing him in a TV series. Like, that was actually pretty awesome. That's a pretty cool idea. Like, I have an idea. Let's put a Wookiee character from the Star Wars comics into a live-action TV series. Kind of an awesome, great idea move from Dave himself. So, are there any cons I can think of? I don't have any cons with the show at all. Like, I was a little pooper pained that they didn't even show, like, Legends characters like that one guy with the... Crap, give me a sec, give me an image of him. Oh yeah, there we go. I was a little pooper pained that they didn't allow Dingo to be in the book of Boba Fett. But hey, I'll let that pass. Also, some of the new characters... Crap, there we go. Some of the new characters do look pretty cool by the looks of it, and... I'm assuming some of the cast looks very, very familiar, especially her. Like, where is she from anyway? Sophia. Why does she look familiar? Let me see which movie she's from. You know, I actually thought she was from the New Mutants movie, or was that someone else? But yeah, they've gotten a pretty awesome voice cast. Oh, Mark Hamill did voice Luke Skywalker. That's pretty cool. So yeah, other than that, I don't have any cons I can think of, but I give this series, just like all Star Wars series and comics and shenanigans, I give this series a solid 9.8 out of 10, to be honest. But hey, I'll still give it a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. you're next, boy, because reminder, later this year, we're going to get Obi-Wan Kenobi. And hopefully, we should get a trailer by now, because I'm just very excited to see Obi-Wan Kenobi and Christian Harrison's Darth Vader for that. So once again, I give the Book of Boba Fett a massive 10 out of 10. Hope you guys love this review, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video, so peace out.